What is up, y'all? Welcome back to Banter with Brooke. Thanks for joining me today. I have my brother, Matthew.
Yo, what's up?
He is a reoccurring guest on this channel. Thanks for being a willing participant.
Of course.
This is the 64th episode of my podcast. My name is Brooke. I'm your host. And as you can see from the title, thumbnail, my shirt, we have BMO, the special guest. Cosmic Owl is always here, but Cosmic Owl is here too. We are going to be talking about / debriefing things about Adventure Time, our favorite characters, favorite episodes, just details about the show.
Yeah.
And it is my all-time favorite show. Is it your favorite or?
It might be up there. It's definitely up there because when I think of my favorite shows, it's really hard to like pinpoint, but like definitely favorite childhood show, probably favorite show of all time. Yeah.
It is just so good. Also, did you peep my earrings I put on for this episode?
I did not.
Aren't they fitting?
They are.
Because it's a beef. You guys can't really see that well on the camera, but literally there's little like the title screen of the show. It's like, come along with me.
I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key capping when I said it fit because I didn't know what you meant.
Oh, well, it's a
Yeah.
bumblebee and there's always a bee at the end screen.
But now with that song in the end screen, it makes sense.
Let's sing the beginning song. Ready? Adventure time.
Time.
Come on, grab your friend. Wait, will we get copyright for that or no? If we are singing it and we're not playing it?
What if we just do it like? Should we just not?
We can just go, Jake the dog and Finn the human. The fun will never end. It's adventure time. Ah! Oh my God, whenever me and Matthew. Okay, so me and Matthew, we grew up watching Adventure Time. It was always on Cartoon Network. We always have watched it. But we recently, like, was it last year or the year before now?
It might have been the year before.
I think
Time's
it was
flying.
No, literally, I think it was 2023. We watched the whole series again, like from start to finish, and oh my gosh, like it's just so good. And now that's kind of like that was a little bonding activity we did. But I remember high fiving.
No, we did the fist bump.
Yes, because in the thing when they go, it's Adventure Time, they literally like Jake and Finn fist bump.
Yeah,
And that we would do it every time the intro would go, we'd do it. And we'd be like, if we missed it, we'd be like, oh, we missed it. So
yeah,
stupid.
we'd sometimes mess it up and it'd be funny.
Yes. But also if you don't know, I mean, if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming you're an Adventure Time fan. But if not, this is Jake and this guy is Finn. Jake the dog and Finn the human. And this is BMO, this little guy. That is a Cosmic Owl. But we will be getting more into everybody later on. So what did you want to start with? Did you want to start with favorite characters?
I was thinking
Because that's what I wrote down
to
first.
talk about. I mean, we could.
Don't look.
Okay, I won't look. But I was gonna talk about the first episode, and then maybe. So the first episode I just looked up a second ago for a refresher.
Wait, can I guess what it was?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the first one was when the zombies like come to the Candy Kingdom, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It is Slumber Party Panic, and
that's what it's called.
Finn and Princess Bubblegum accidentally created an outbreak of like zombies, and they had everyone come over for a slumber party. Slumber party, basically just trying to quarantine them from the zombies, and things got crazy. I'm pretty sure that's the one where they started like growing like wings, and like everything got like out of control. So imagine a show where there's a stretchy dog, a human, candy people, and a zombie outbreak, and this all just occurs in the first episode, and that's how you know the show is gonna get absolutely crazy and random.
No, literally. So I guess we can start with this. I wrote down too, like, I absolutely love the animation style and like the character designs. Like, I love how the characters look. They're so like
pleasing.
Yeah, it's like it's so satisfying to look at them.
Yeah, it's very colorful and well drawn, and
I think that might be what it is. I love how colorful.
It's colorful, yeah.
Also, guys, I'm gonna get hot filming this because I always do with this bright ass light. But look, no fear. Wait, what? Have no fear.
Look no further.
I have this. Wait, you gotta cover your face with your hand so it focuses on her. Look at this. It is a fucking hair clip and it's LSP. Wait, was
Lumpy
I even
Space Princess? If you didn't
Okay,
know
yeah, wait,
what
was
that
I even saying that in the mic? I have no idea. But yes, this is cover your face again. Or if I go like this is Lumpy Space Princess and or LSP they call her. And I'm gonna use this in my hair right now because I'm gonna get hot.
because
so,
aura.
because aura. But you can still talk though.
Okay. So I think maybe I should go over my favorite characters simply because maybe you can maybe be like why, and we can sort of get into the episodes that revolve around those characters and maybe why I put them there. I just think it's easier because it might come up in conversation anyway, so I might as well just start with that.
Okay, is that aura?
Yeah.
Can they even see?
No, you did a good job.
Can they see her though? Move my hair.
Okay, they can't see her on this side.
Well, move it so they can.
Look at her in her glory.
Period. Okay. And look, it does a good job. She's doing a good job. Good job, honey. It's literally a fucking clip. Okay. Go ahead.
We can each clip.
We can each switch off. I only wrote down 6 of my favorite characters, but then I wrote down like honorable mentions of like side characters that I like.
Okay.
But I literally like could say like something I like about every single character. But
honestly, I think we should just do it separately, and I think you can start with yours.
Okay, fine.
Because mine's a little longer, and I just want to hear what you have to say. Wow.
Okay. The first one I wrote down is Jake. Jake is the dog.
Okay, W.
And also, this is not in like order either.
Okay,
I couldn't really like.
It's hard to differentiate.
Like, it would
who's
take
better.
me. I agree. It would take me a really long time to put it in like actual order. But Jake is literally the most like
he's up
carefree, like doesn't give a fuck. Like he literally is all like. First of all, he has powers. He literally can stretch. Like he can just turn into like shapeshift into anything and also stretch however long. And he literally is also like so lazy.
Yeah,
he's just like I relate.
Bro's a real dog.
No, yeah, it's like I relate to Jake so much. Well, I also don't relate to Jake because he's kind of like a little bit messy in a way. Like he doesn't really like give a fuck, which I feel like I do give a fuck.
Yeah.
But he's like one of the funniest characters in my opinion, and he also is just so he's always like, "Come on, Finn." Like that was kind of a good impression.
It was all right.
It was not that good, but
it was all right.
He is just such a likable character.
Yeah, no, he definitely comes to mind. I feel like I feel like most of the people that watch it. I mean, obviously they're the 2 main characters, Finn and Jake, but just like Jake as like a whole is just like a mood.
That's what I'm saying. He's just so relatable.
Yeah.
Next one I actually wrote down is LSP, Lumpy Space Princess. She is also so fucking hilarious. Let me do an impression. She goes, "Oh my glop, fan."
That was not bad. That was
pretty bad.
No, that wasn't bad.
But basically, her character is she's the biggest bitch. Like she literally just so rude. Like she just like thinks she's so hot. She just like wants all. Honestly, relatable as fuck too. Like she just thinks she's like she thinks she's like the hottest one, and she's such a gossip. Like she's always calling. Like I remember vividly an episode where someone I'm pretty sure told her like not to tell anyone, and then it just cuts to her literally like calling a princess, and then the princess calls the next princess, and they all call each other. Like she's such a gossip, and she has a crush on Finn, and she's always like, that's hence the impression of me saying, "Oh my god, Finn." Yeah. She's always this one
she's
Finn.
Talking about boys and that, literally,
and she's just a baddie. The next one I put is Marceline. I feel like Marceline's also an obvious choice. Marceline is a vampire. And okay, to be honest, y'all, we're not really gonna explain. Like, we're gonna talk about it because we already know. Like, we know the show. We're not explaining Adventure Time to you. So if you've never seen Adventure Time and you're clicking on this episode to think,
we're gonna dig into a little bit of the story, though.
No, for sure. But like us saying all these characters right now, like we're not gonna like explain the whole lore of every single thing. Like, we're talking about it because we've already seen it. Yeah, if you guys want to know every single detail, obviously go watch the show. But don't get mad at us being like, you didn't even tell us about this, this, and this, whatever. I'm not trying to tell you. I'm not trying to summarize the show. We're just talking about our things we want to talk about. So if you're confused, I'm sorry, but I'm assuming, like I said before, if you clicked on this video, it's because you want to know our opinions because you already know the show. Anyway,
Yeah.
Marceline is a vampire and she is friends with Finn and Jake, and she is so cool. She has a guitar. She's very just edgy. She also is like kind of a bitch, but not in the way like LSP is kind of like dumb.
Yeah, she's
Like she just like is
nah,
she's a very
dumb.
yeah, she's very like airhead vibes. Marceline's like a bitch and like she's been through a lot type of way. Like she's smart, she has like learned things. She also has a rough family life. Her dad is the demon king, so he's like a fucking
he rules the Nightosphere.
yes. And he took her fries, bro. How rude.
Yeah,
Daddy,
that's crazy.
why did you eat
One
my
thing I want to
fries?
say quickly, I should have brought this up when you were talking about LSP, but you brought her up once again. Like, one of my favorite memories is when the little people were talking about a monster stealing their stuff, and then they find out that the monster was just LSP, like, eating all their, like, food and stuff. Like, LSP was in, like, some sort of, like, lighthouse or something, like, camping out, and Finn and Jake go in there to find the monster, and it's just LSP.
So that's so silly.
Yeah.
LSP's insane. But yeah, Marceline is very cool and she sings. She likes to make music, and her and another character named Princess Bubblegum are like lesbian lovers. And I just love that because I feel like no cartoons or like kids shows like have like any of that in it. Like
Yeah, especially like I feel like stuff like towards kids is more so like they don't really experiment in that sort of way because like you know how people are, they don't want their kids watching something that's more like experimental in that kind of aspect. They want it like cut dry or however the
yes, but I
saying
think
goes.
that's just stupid because it's not realistic. Like
yeah, I agree.
people think like people just love to, especially for children, like I don't know, actually let's not like get into this, I guess, because some people disagree and that's fine, but I just want to say that like gay people, lesbian people like do exist, and I think it's like kind of weird because kids in all the other movies, like they're exposed, like every fucking Disney movie is like a prince falling in love with like a princess and a prince falling in love, but like that's not all there is. Like there's other kinds of love. And so that's why I loved Frozen, because Frozen was not like centered around like, I mean, there was like love,
a male and female relationship.
yeah, but there was obviously like male and female relationship, but the movie was about like the sisters like
Yeah.
coming together, which that's what like I really liked that. But anyway, I feel like this was the first like especially a mainstream like on Cartoon Network like cartoon. Correct me if I'm wrong. There might have been a cartoon
I haven't
before.
spoken too much on this because I just like there's been so many shows around that I can't say for sure that Adventure Time was like
Yeah, it might not have been the first. Yeah,
through that
so
barrier.
do not quote me on that. But I love their relationship because Marceline and Princess Bubblegum are like complete opposites. Like Princess Bubblegum is very like strict, like on schedule. She needs things her way. Like, and Marceline is more of like a Jake kind of vibe where she's like go with the flow, like living that rock star lifestyle.
Facts.
So yeah, I love their relationship, and Marceline, I like her character as well. The next one, kind of underrated, you might not expect unless you looked at my paper, is Susan Strong.
Okay.
She is a very good character. She is a fellow human. Okay, so the place they all live is called Ooh, literally 3 O's. Ooh.
Yeah.
And Ooh literally consists of all of like these kingdoms. Like there's the Candy Kingdom, the Flame Kingdom, there's literally like millions of princesses, and I'm pretty sure there's the Ice Kingdom. There's all these kingdoms. And Susan Strong is a human, and all these kingdoms, there's no humans besides Finn and Ooh. And so Susan Strong is this human, and Finn meets her. Is the first time they meet when like Finn goes like in the sewer? Is that the first episode?
Yeah, she's with like the fish people, and like they're assumed to all be like fish until they later find out that Susan's actually a human.
Yeah, and her like character like development, like when she comes back in later on, is like just crazy. So she's a very cool character. I also wrote down BMO. BMO, that guy is Finn and Jake's little gaming console. Like Finn and Jake live in a tree house, and BMO is their gaming console, but he also is like, he's not like a console, like he's a living thing. Like they play games on him, but he talks and everything. And BMO is a very loving character. I feel like BMO cares about Finn and Jake a lot, and BMO's just very like, I don't know the
He's
word.
very childlike and he's very
Yes, that's what.
happy.
Yes, I was gonna say naive, but not naive in a sense like he doesn't know things. Naive in a sense of like the innocence aspect, like you said, like childlike, like very just like he's very. That's like a good way to describe it. He acts like a little kid, and he's just so like happy and loving, and he's such a cute little guy.
And he likes his way, and he likes his games. He made Jake pretend to be a horse, as he literally made him exhausted because he set up all this like cardboard town like far as hell away, and Jake had to like gallop all the way there. And then they ended up actually having to fight like Danger, because I'm not exactly sure. I think it's like Meow something. This little cat, like mummified cat.
Yes.
Sort of villain, but
yeah. And the next one I wrote down is, well, okay, the six are like my main like favorites, I guess. Again, not really order, and I like all the characters, but is Finn. And he's literally obviously the main character, whatever, but he also, every single character in the show, that's also I think why it's such a good show, is because you can find something to relate to in each character. For me, I relate to Finn so much because he just always wants to be the hero. He always wants to save the day, and I feel like that is a quality that I tend to have, and sometimes it leads Finn to make bad decisions because of that fact. And I feel like also there's been times in my life where I just like always wanted to like be the savior and
put someone first.
and just like help people. And so Finn is very, but he also, Finn definitely, in my opinion, has like OCD a little bit. I feel like there's some times where he, not necessarily OCD, but like,
he's also like particular, like if something's kind of like gross or like he doesn't really understand something, he like, I feel like just his reactions towards things is OCD-esque. And also like, I mean, I'm not sure if this really specifically counts, but like his fear of like the ocean and like getting like wet and stuff like that.
I forgot. Like, he has a fear of the ocean, and he does have kind of a lot of fears, but also not at the same time, because he literally fights like all these villains and stuff. Yeah. And I feel like he also has a lot of crushes that develop throughout the show. Like he has a crush on Flame Princess at one point. He has a crush on Princess Bubblegum for like majority of the whole show. Yeah. He develops different crushes, and I feel like they're also why I like the show is they're very like, Finn and Jake are very like pro women, like because Ice King is one of the characters, and he is like a fucking sick,
he's so weird,
he's a goofy guy, and he always wants to kidnap princesses and like make them like marry him. And Finn and Jake always are like saving the princesses, and they're like, leave the girls alone, like they're very, and one of the funniest parts is when Jake goes, your harassment of the female gender makes me sick.
Yeah. But Ice King,
why did he say that?
Ice King still has standards. Shout out the time that Princess Bubblegum had to be like operated on or whatever and was like 14. And he goes, well, I'm out of here.
Yeah, he's insane.
That was an insane joke, and that's hilarious.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to speed run these next couple of side characters that I like. Number one is Tree Trunks. She's this little old lady elephant. She bakes apple pie, and she's just like, oh, go get your apple pie. Like, she's just, a very wholesome little elephant.
Rest in peace also to the voice actor.
Yeah, that's so
I think she's been gone for, I don't know how long, probably like a few years.
Rest in peace. You're amazing. Next one is Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea is this big, huge baby that, there's a character named the Lich who's like this evil thing, and the Lich like dies. Does Finn kill the Lich? I forgot what.
At one point or another.
Yeah, I forgot how it really happened, but
a couple times.
Yeah, Sweet Pea was born from the Lich and is like this big, huge, like just baby. I don't know, but it's really cute. I like him.
Yeah, he's a big baby.
Next character
is Tree Trunks, adopted like son, and the pig.
Tree Trunks and there's this pig man are like a couple, and they adopted Sweet Pea, this baby. And the next character is Canyon. She's this like blue, like avatar looking character. She's like really tall, like big. And I just liked her vibe. She's a very chill, like she was literally only in like 1 or 2 episodes, like barely even in the show, but I really liked her for some reason. Next one I have is Prismo, which Prismo is the wish master, and he literally like can grant people's wishes, and he like is kind of in cahoots with the cosmic owl.
Yeah.
And the cosmic owl is
hoot hoot.
cosmic owl is like one of the coolest characters, actually, in my opinion. Literally, the cosmic owl, if you have a dream and the cosmic owl appears in your dream, that means that's going to come true. And honestly, that's kind of part of the reason, because I have a bunch of these like Adventure Time like wall hangings. Part of the reason I put cosmic owl here is because like
you want dreams to like come
this is
true.
my dream, like my YouTube. And so the cosmic owl is always appearing. And the cosmic owl, there's one episode where like literally it's just like all about him, and it's like showing him like in his apartment like swiping through all these people's dreams, like choosing, and he sees like this person that he has a crush on, and didn't it end up just being Gunter?
Oh yeah, it was.
But there was like this bird lady that he had a crush on, and
it was evil, and it was Gunter.
Yeah. Well, Gunter, what was
he was Orgalorg or something like that, and it was some sort of like evil being. I don't know if he was always that evil being.
You guys are probably so lost.
I don't know if he was always that evil being, but I think it somehow like turned into like Gunter.
And why was he a woman though? Like, why was he a woman bird in this dream, and then turned out to be like what? Okay, anyway.
A vivid episode in my head is the one where Banana Man wanted to have like the rocket ship, and so like in the dream was like Jake, like I think he was like dying, and then
Jake was dying.
Yeah, Jake was like dying.
Okay.
And he was like, just let it happen or whatever to Finn, which is like awful, but he was like, it's the cosmic owl, whatever. So they ended up going and spying on the Banana Man and stuff. And yeah, everything ended up working out. But I think one of them almost drowned. Maybe both of them almost drowned. I don't know.
I think I remember that. And then the last one I wrote down is Betty, which Betty is, okay, so the Ice King, he's a fucking weirdo, but he was Simon, who was a regular human. And Simon and Betty were together. And then Simon turns into the Ice King. I forgot how he found the crown or why he got the crown. The reason that the Ice King is because this crown that he wears makes him like crazy and gives him these ice powers. And Betty is just so like, she was riding for her man Simon, like genuinely, like she's such a loyal and badass character. So those are my little characters I wrote down.
Fire. Are you ready for mine?
Yeah. He wrote down his list on his phone.
I got a little 20 piece.
Oh gosh.
So hang in there.
We're already 25 minutes in and we're not even close to anything, but
it's because we're yappers.
No, but it's going to be a W episode.
Starting at 20.
Matthew, this is like my dream episode.
Yeah, this one's fire.
I love this show.
Dream episode.
You guys don't understand like how much Adventure Time consumes my thoughts every day.
It's a good show. So, starting off, number 20, we got to chill.
Oh, and yours is in order.
Okay, mine's like in order to like a fault because it's like, it's not fully fleshed out.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying what I like and dislike and weighing them and like.
Yeah, and your order could like probably change sometime, but.
No, because there's some people that I like because they're funny and they're not on here. And there's some people I like because they're funny and they are on here. Mm-hmm. And it's just how it is.
Yeah.
But number 20, I have Rattle Balls. Now that's
even remember
an interesting one. That is the swordsmen that are like, they're like gumball machines, kind of. Remember, he was in the junkyard with like a rapier or like a sword,
Ooh.
and he was like fighting Finn, and Finn wanted him to teach him. And basically, the cool thing about Rattle Balls was like, for some reason, Princess Bubblegum didn't like this like experiment, and she literally like killed like the rest of him, like the rest of his troop. But they all got scrapped, but he survived and lived in the junkyard, and he was allowed to live after Princess Bubblegum found out, and he like I guess assisted the kingdom from like the shadows at that point.
Princess Bubblegum's low-key kind of a fucked up character.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, she's not on here.
No, yeah.
But like
she wasn't on mine either.
This is like top 20, and I didn't put her on there, and I thought you were gonna be offended, but just simply because.
And I love her. Like, she's a very crucial character to the show. Yeah. But like,
she's very controlling. She's
Lemongrab too.
She's plotted.
She messed up Lemongrab.
She plotted on people like the time she plotted on like Flame Princess, and like the one time she was harassing like the alien husband of like Tree Trunks. She like had these little guys.
I don't remember.
These little guys like were invading and like I don't know. But that was a really weird episode.
I don't even know.
But anyhow, next I have Peppermint Butler.
W.
He's nothing crazy. That's why I have him lower. But he's simply just like an interesting character. He knows like black magic and like weird stuff. You can see him on the what was the little miniseries that he was in when he was like younger, and it shows him learning.
That was one of the Distant Lands episodes.
Distant Lands. You can see like kind of that background. Next I have Hunton Abadir. He's just cool. That's Marceline's dad.
Oh yeah, I forgot his
And-
name.
He's just king of the Nightosphere. He's kind of a little funny. He's goofy.
He's goofy. But he's also low-key like, fucked up. He's a horrible dad.
Yeah, in some regards, but sometimes he's supportive, you know? Sometimes he's nice.
Yeah, but I feel Marceline. I relate to Marceline in the fact that like I feel like he's trying to be nice now, but she's like, it's too late for that.
Yeah. Next at 17, I have, you're not going to like this one. I have the Cosmic Owl. And the reason he's low.
What, brother?
The reason he's low is because, like, the reason he's on here is simply because he has cool powers and he's like an interesting concept, plus a cool design. I won't lie. But
Very cool design.
the reason he's lower is because his personality isn't anything crazy, and I don't feel like I got everything like I wanted from him.
Fair.
Just simply because like he himself is a cool character, but he's not like giving enough to me personally.
And also, there's like literally like
So
many characters. You guys, like, we are talking about the main ones. Like, there was actually like, first of all, in the Candy Kingdom, there's like so many like candy people that are like randomly in it, or like
there's like Colonel Candy Corn, like the old guy, or the
yes, like,
Cinnamon
there's
Bun, or there's like
trillions of characters.
lot of
Like,
people.
so at least he made the cut.
Now these three that are coming up are interesting because they are more so like one episode type of deals that just hit. Or okay, not one specifically, but like maybe a couple or a few episodes.
I put Canyon on mine.
Number 16. I wonder if you know this one or remember. You must. Snow Golem. And
Yes.
this is really resonates with me just because he's such like a sweet guy. And the reason,
You think he said I'm just a sweet guy?
if you guys don't know, Snow Golem befriended this fire like wolf.
But,
And he literally is putting himself like at danger, but he's like so loving towards like the wolf, and I believe he brought it back to his like family at the end, and he even got like melted by the wolf at one point, but was still happy, and like he's just such a loving little guy, and that's why I like him, even though he wasn't as important maybe as some of the other characters.
Cute, though.
Next, Princess Cookie. Now this is a weird one.
I don't know if I
So,
remember Princess Cookie. I remember
Cookie
you remember?
is a man and wanted to be a princess and held hostages within a thing, like within a little place.
I think I do remember.
And I
him.
believe he wanted Princess Bubblegum's crown or something, like wanted something, right? Mm-hmm. And when they found out like the injustice that Princess Bubblegum did to him at like a young age, saying he couldn't be a princess, whatever, they wanted to make it up for him. And there ended up being a dramatic like chase scene where Jake was helping him get away.
Okay, yeah, I
and
definitely
he
remember.
fell within like this trench and literally cracked. And if it wasn't a kid's show, he would have died. But like they put him back together or whatever, you know. But it was like dramatic. It was interesting. And it was like he deserved his like happy ending. I feel like
he wanted to be a princess.
next is pretty funny. It's James.
Dude, I was literally gonna say,
James?
wait,
He's like
not
either-
James Baxter?
No.
Dude, James
No, James.
Baxter.
I was thinking of him too.
No,
I should have.
no, James Baxter is the most stupid. Guys, there's this fucking horse who rolls around on a ball, and the only thing he ever says, he goes, James Baxter.
Yeah.
And that's literally it.
Yeah, and they ended up adding like lore to that, but originally it was just because the person who animated him was, I think, James Baxter.
Yes.
But then they made it because he looked at the word games and said James, and then Baxter I forgot, but he also just saw look-alike words and just made it up.
He's just a stupid character, but James, who's James? I remember James.
So he's sort of like an ice cream sandwich, like a wafer looking thing, and
Okay.
he went on a mission with them where he ended up turning into like a zombie, or Princess Bubblegum made him.
There's like a
risk
million
his
James.
life. No, Princess. Oh yeah, there was at one point.
Yes.
So
okay.
James, after that, he died essentially, and he got a medal, and he was like, or he didn't get a medal, but the reincarnated like remake version of him got a medal.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kept pretending to like die, like all the fakes.
Yes.
Whilst like, so now he had all these friends because they weren't actually dying, and he had all these medals. He wanted the medals every time. And once Princess Bubblegum found out, she wanted to get him captured. And
I remember that.
at the end, they attacked the zombified James, and they became like an amalgamation of James, like a bunch of James melted together.
Yes, I
And
remember
so
that.
it's kind of funny. It's interesting. Next, I have Joshua, which is Jake's dad, if you didn't know. And the reason I messed with Jake's dad is because he's such like a cool.
I don't. Oh no, he passed away, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He's such a cool.
At first, I literally
Finn's dad?
No, well, Finn's dad's a
I
fucking.
thought you were thinking about that.
No, well, maybe subconsciously, because I was thinking
He's
that he
horrible.
left. I was like, did they leave? But no, Jake's parents also like they took Finn in.
Yeah, he was awesome for that.
No, I agree. No, I forgot that they passed away. But yeah, he's a W.
Yeah, no, he's a W. The one that left was Finn's dad, and he was awful dad. And I
What's
don't know
his
why.
name?
Something like that.
Merton.
Yeah,
Some
something
shit.
like. No, that's the last name, I think.
Yeah,
Finn
that-
Mertens, I think.
Yeah.
But literally, there was no reason. Like, he seemed like such a loving, like, husband. And, like, when they had, like, Finn, like, he didn't seem bad, like, in the backstory.
I know.
But then he just was such a horrible dad when they met up.
He probably
But
had
anyhow,
mental illness,
Probably.
schizophrenia or something.
But
Oh, actually, wait.
Joshua
Let me,
actually birthed Jake out of his head because, like, an alien, like, bit it. Do you remember that?
the
An
blue thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how he had Jake. But I like Joshua because he's a good dad. He set up this whole crazy like thing and like was tough on Finn because he wanted Finn to be stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he wasn't always nice about that in that episode, but
Yeah.
because he was saying he's a little baby. But I think it's kind of cool that like Jake's dad was like able to like encapture or not encapture, but just capture that creature that Finn versed there. And he also had a demon blood sword, which means he like fought like that demon. And I just think that it's interesting how like strong Jake's dad was. They don't really like go into that, but like
Yeah.
off screen, he seems to have like a lot of like cool things that he did. We just didn't get to like see it ourselves.
Yeah.
12, I got Tree Trunks.
Mm-hmm.
We already talked about Tree Trunks a little bit. Wholesome,
Yeah, she's just so sweet.
funny, alien husband, pig husband.
She
Wyatt.
also loves the men.
She loves men.
She's like a cougar. She's always like,
Yeah.
ooh, boys.
Do you remember that? One of my favorite is
Real?
like that warthog dude, and he had like a slick back, like, or he had not like a slick back, but he had like wavy hair and like abs, and he was like or he's like, I don't know how to do his voice, but he was Rizzy. He had aura. And
No, you know who thinks he has Riz, but he's really just a prick?
who?
Ash. Marceline's ex-boyfriend.
Oh,
He literally like thinks he's him, but he's such a fucking
Yeah.
idiot.
and he had a weird ass hairstyle. What was even that?
His fucking white thing just goes like this.
Yeah, no, he was not a great boyfriend.
Tree Trunks is W though.
11. Lemon Grab.
Oh, I know he's so misunderstood.
I love Lemon Grab just because
he goes unacceptable.
he's hilarious. Like you don't even know what the next thing he's gonna do is and
At
why
all.
he's mad at it or why he.
Whoever like thought of Lemon Grab's like thought process, like
Yeah.
I was gonna say I want to suck their wiener, but that's insane. That's not what I meant.
That's insane.
That's not
Do
what
you
I
remember
meant.
the episode?
But I
where,
love that. They must be so
Uh-huh.
funny.
Do you remember the episode where I think literally Ice King might have set it up, but he didn't even like remember. And
He set
for
up
some
what?
reason there was like some sort of like elaborate like obstacle course that like was only set up for like their skill set, and it was like Ice King, Lemon Grab, maybe like BMO, and like maybe someone else, and
I
they
don't
were all like
remember
stuck in
this.
this. Yeah, it was all to like get something, and I don't remember why it occurred and why nobody knew what they were like doing. I think they all woke up like together on some like weird stuff. Next one is a fire pick. At number 10, I got Root Beer Guy.
I love Root Beer Guy
Do you know why Root Beer Guy has aura?
because he loves his girl.
Not just because of that.
Do you remember that episode?
Yeah, but because Root Beer Guy literally everyone is dumb, especially the banana guards. They are so they're the stupidest people on the show.
Which banana guards are the guards that Princess Bubblegum created in her lab they are the guards of the Candy Kingdom, but yeah, they are so stupid.
But
except you know which guards are fire? The huge gumball guards.
The gumball guardians.
I love them.
They're tough. But Root Beer Guy, Finn, Jake, and Princess Bubblegum did essentially a fake kidnapping of the princess, or like a fake thing to test the security of the kingdom. And obviously the banana guards are stupid and didn't pick up on it. But Root Beer Guy actually followed the clues and was trying to tell people, and somehow he ended up captured by the banana guards or whatever. And Princess Bubblegum was we were trying to test the security, whatever, and nobody whatever, right? And then the banana guard's he did. And she's like, then why is he in handcuffs or whatever? She was mad. But Root Beer Guy was literally...
I think I do remember that.
Yeah, he was on the case. And then he I don't know if he died or something, but he spilled his root beer and he became dirt guy or dirt beer guy or whatever. He had a
mud
something.
Yeah.
He just had mud in his face.
Love him.
Number 9 is Finn. Pretty low on the list.
That is crazy. He's awesome.
But I feel like he's great, right? I feel like I have some... Maybe I shouldn't have put him this low.
Dude, thinking about everything he's gone through in his life makes me actually, want to cry.
Maybe I should put him higher. But,
do you see my eyes watering?
Little.
Oh my God, Finn... I wish I could, go and give Finn a hug in real life.
Yeah.
That's my problem with shows and movies and stuff. I get so attached to the characters.
Yeah. But Finn... Nah, he's cool. I think I
keep yawning.
I just should have put some more
That's okay.
interesting, I don't know, I think I put people that I thought were interesting in a different way, I guess.
Yeah.
Different aspects. Also, I'm missing...
Do you remember the episode where Finn was really depressed and I think he was trying to get to his dad and he literally was climbing so high, literally into space. He was building and he was just trying and trying and trying. Then he didn't get there. So sad.
Yeah. And then his dad, when he was trying to get to his dad, I think that's one of the times he ripped off his arm. And then I think maybe that's how the grass sword, or I forgot.
His dad ripped off his fucking arm.
Yeah. Honorable mention. I don't know where I should put.
That just unlocked. Can I guess what you're about to say? Can you say it on the count of 3?
We're not gonna think of the same person.
Oh. 3, 2, 1. Fern.
That's not what I was gonna say.
But Fern is crazy.
Yeah.
Finn had this grass arm and it literally turned into a grass version of him.
It mixed with his Finn sword.
Yes.
So the Finn sword and the grass sword combined to create Fern, or grass Finn, essentially.
And literally Fern... Okay, we can get into that later.
He's one of the most misunderstood characters, probably.
No, yeah, but
my thing...
Who are you going to say?
My honorable mention that I forgot to put in here that I was literally thinking about the whole time was Golb and or Betty, because Betty was digested and became part of Golb, essentially.
Yes.
So...
But I don't get what Golb is.
He's essentially he's the embodiment of destruction and chaos. And he just happened to come down and want to wreak havoc on Ooh.
Yeah, because
the Candy Kingdom.
Because Ooh was fucking going through it.
Yeah.
Because who was gonna fight? It was somebody versus somebody. We can get talk about that at the end.
Gumbaldia and the Candy Kingdom, or maybe
no.
Yeah,
oh,
Gumball.
Yes.
Gumbaldia.
Yes. Okay.
And so next, I'm mad I forgot about Gold, but that's fine. I don't know why I put him over Finn. I have Magic Man. Magic Man's so interesting. And I remember there was a picture of him and his wife or whatever, and they never talked really about it. And I remember also that he had that tiny manicore. Do you remember that little lion thing in the bottle?
Yes.
It's kind of funny. And
he's kind of a mean guy though, isn't he?
Yeah, he kind of pranked people a couple times.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, he's kind of funny for that in a sense, but he also is interesting because he he like knew higher ups. You know what I mean? Like he knew people from like Mars. Like there was like the Abraham Lincoln dude, and there was like
Yeah.
the dude with the multiple faces and stuff. So like Magic Man kind of had like weird connections and like I feel like an interesting story that like wasn't told. Plus he just was funny. He's a goofy guy.
Honorable mention Abracadaniel.
I had him lower here, but then I ended up putting Rattle Balls on. But Abracadaniel is funny as hell. And I actually had him. Next, I have Fern. Because, like I said, one of the most interesting and, like, misunderstood characters. Because, like, imagine you're not even, like, yourself. Like, someone else is technically you. And you just feel like a copy. Like, that's, like, a miserable, like, idea. And, like, such an interesting concept for a character. And it was just kind of sad to see that. And he ended up earning all the respect in the end. So definitely one of the most emotional scenes with Fern. So
Yeah.
I
like the scene where they were on the roof at the treehouse together.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Finn and Fern.
Yeah. Next, I have Prismo, the Wishmaster. He literally like can peek like into the multiverse. Essentially, he can like create his own thing, which is what Fiona and Cake was, and then he implanted it in Ice King's mind. It's also cool that he's just a dreaming like guy himself, I believe. Because remember they made Finn and Jake like wake him up at one point.
Yes.
And
but he's like a human that's like dreaming. But then Prismo's character, like he doesn't like walk around like a character. He's like stuck on like a wall.
yeah,
Like he like isn't like
he's literally like on the wall. Like his
yes, like he is like I don't know how to explain it.
his
Like
body like folds along like the corners of the wall the way that it would if you pointed like a what do they call? What do like teachers use? Like that puts like the digital
projector.
Like, yeah. Prismo is like if you put a projector like on the wall.
Yeah.
And you just like moved it around essentially.
Yeah.
But
he's a cool character.
He's cool. I have at 5. I have BMO. Have you been looking at my list?
No, I've been trying to, but I haven't. I can't read that far away.
BMO is actually just so fun. He's so fire. Nasty. So fun, so fire. And
he has a big imagination.
Yeah. And he's got one of the best songs in the soundtrack at the end. Probably my favorite ever. Yeah, my
Don't
favorite.
get me started on that song.
That song, dude, he's just so he's him. He's like
I don't think does BMO have a gender?
Not exactly, no. It might be I don't know. Ooh, honorable mention is I'm not sure the name. It might just be like Mo. Or like whoever created all the Mo's.
There's literally A-Mo, B-Mo,
yeah.
Z-Mo, D-Mo, E-Mo.
Whoever created them
emo.
all. And he created B-Mo.
Who's emo?
Me.
All
I still see
around me
your
are familiar. That's not even an emo song. Actually, kind of is sad.
But
oh, that song is horrible.
Which one? All around me. It's just kind of creepy.
No, but because the dreams in which I'm dying are the best I ever had.
Okay, that's very emo now. If you
that's
think
so
about it.
like dark. I don't like that. And why did they play a video in Bucking? In I'm not gonna say the teacher's name. Did you watch the video of like the plane crash with that song in the background?
I think so. That's awful.
That was like the worst thing I've ever seen. And why did they play that in class?
I don't know.
Anyway, let's get a move on because we're already at 44 minutes.
Okay, but BMO's fire.
Yeah.
I feel like BMO is such like a symbol of the show. Like if you see like if you think of Adventure Time, he's like one of the first things that pop up in your brain. Next, I got Marceline at 4. Marceline's cool. She can fly. She's a vampire. She killed all the vampires before. There was like a group of vampires, and she made them go extinct. Like twice, pretty much. Very strong. Her guitar doubles as an axe, and she's a very empowering female figure in the show, and she's very cool. Number 3, the Lich. One of the coolest characters because, like, the difference of the art style. Like, how can you have such a creepy character in this show.
Yeah.
Like, he literally has like a face that's almost like flaking off. Like, it's like a skull with like horns and part of it's like flesh. It's like weird.
He is cool.
And he literally like always comes back. He was almost gotten rid of, but then
He was with Sweet Pea.
yeah.
Now he's gone.
Well, I think part of him like went over like every dimension.
Oh,
Remember his
yeah.
like hand or whatever? Something funky.
Yeah.
But regardless, he might not be the strongest villain because there's like Gulb, but he is one of the most relentless and one of the most feared, I feel.
Yeah.
Number 2, I think, is the best written character in the show, Ice King or Simon. In the midst of like a war that isn't too described, they live in this dystopian society where he meets Marceline and takes care of her. And he's very caring and he loves Marceline and he loves Betty. And to try and save them all from this insane society, he puts the crown on and forgets everything and becomes the Ice King, who, yeah, he's goofy, but not by choice. That's just how he is. And
He sacrificed so much. Simon did.
He's one of the goofiest characters in the show, and
Yeah, he definitely has
his
the
story
most.
is one of the most serious.
Yeah, he definitely has the most lore. Like the most. His story is crazy.
Yeah. And then number 1 is Jake the dog.
Yes, he's so
And
good.
Jake's like the favorite, I believe, of a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you like put up Finn and Jake like next to one another. You're like, Jake's kind of funny. He's kind of like a good companion. Like, he's always there for Finn. It's almost like, and so you really just root for both of them, of course. But Jake's kind of like more so the sidekick, of course. It's more like Finn than Jake, I feel like, because Finn's the human and
Yeah.
Jake's the dog. But Jake's just such a loving character. One of the most funny, and also he has like little slices of life, little like cool quotes that he says.
I feel like he also kind of like parents, even though he's like the lazier one and stuff. I feel like he like is still like a parent figure to Finn.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
or maybe like an
And
older
he's
brother.
He's
Because they are technically brothers, so I think it's
but
like
he's older in a sense.
yeah,
Because I mean, he might already be older because I think he is, but his breed ages way quicker. As you can see, when he had puppies with Rainicorn, they aged in literally like a week.
that's an
time.
honorable mention. W Lady Rainicorn.
Yeah.
She's literally this long ass unicorn who literally randomly speaks Korean. She doesn't. Speak.
The only Korean speaking.
Yeah, all
in
these
the show.
characters like she literally just speaks Korean and.
Jake understand it.
Yeah, Jake just knows Korean somehow,
Yeah.
and they fall in love and have a couple children together. But, dude, another honorable mention is okay, actually no. Let me say this. I wanted to also bring up how you said the Lich like never like he always comes back in Fiona and Cake, which is Fiona and Cake is a thing that was in Adventure Time already, like a concept, like Matthew said in Ice King's mind that he like made a fan fiction about and stuff. But then literally recently in 2023, they released a series called Fiona and Cake.
That's where that's described in.
And I'm pretty sure they're like going through all these dimensions like Fiona and Cake and they find the Lich again. Do you remember that? In this like cave.
They do find the Lich, I believe. And then I think Gulb helped them, right? Escape? Or was that
I don't remember, but that took Fiona and Cake takes place after because Finn is in it older. Like Finn is in Fiona and Cake with a beard and older and he has children. Finn has children. And so Fiona and Cake is so good also, and it's also made like because all the Adventure Time fans are like older now, and so like there's like gore in it. They make like inappropriate jokes. Like Fiona and Cake was awesome, and another thing I wanted to talk about is some of my favorite episodes. I just wrote down a couple. I wrote down one. It was season 8, episode 11. It was the daddy-daughter card wars.
Daddy
Are
Daughter
you
Card
listening?
Wars?
Yes,
I'm
Jake.
looking it up for you.
Jake was asking his daughter's help for because he was embarrassed. I'm pretty sure I saw about his past about this certain card game, and so he asked his daughter Charlie for help to win. That's what I looked
recall
up.
this episode at all. This is one of your favorite episodes?
You don't? Yes, you do. You remember the Card Wars?
I remember yeah. With Finn and Jake, you're talking about like in the treehouse, like that Card Wars. Is it a similar thing? Is it the same thing?
It might be. Look and see if Finn is in it. But
No, not in this one.
sailing. No, I think I liked it because it was just there was a tournament. You don't remember the tournament?
Not exactly.
Okay, well, I liked that episode. There was like 3 mini series. So there is 10 seasons of Adventure Time,
Yeah.
and there are like 3 mini series in the like throughout the 10 seasons. There is the Island series, the Stakes series, and the Elements series. Those series are like also just my favorites.
Yeah,
like
probably the best parts. Well, not
in my opinion, like one of the best
they,
parts.
They probably are because I really like the vampire part, and also
Which
like
that one is the Stakes series, and that is when it shows Marceline, like all these different vampire kings like come back, and they have to like defeat them all basically, because the first like season or 2 in Adventure Time is just kind of random like goofy episodes about like just their like daily lives and them going on like little quests and stuff. But then like towards like the later like season like 5, even 4, like 4, 5, 6, 7, it starts to really like develop a plot.
Yeah, there's story building throughout, but there's no consistency in the sense of like regular shows that you'd see. Like it was more so episodic at first. Like even though you still get to like understand the characters, it wasn't like each episode directly correlated with the next.
Yeah.
Unlike these series. But yeah, the series are probably some of the best because also the elementals made up the end of the show.
Yes, I was going to say, I think the Island series was probably my favorite because that is the series where Finn ends up going to the human like island where he meets all these other humans. He finds his mom. He reunites with Susan Strong. Actually, he reunites with Susan Strong first, I believe, and then
Yeah, they go
she goes with they go together with all these other humans, and you get to hear Finn's backstory,
Susan's backstory,
and it's just that series I loved. But yeah, the Element series, it goes that I wrote that down too because one of my favorite episodes was in the Element series. It was when Finn, Jake, and Ice King were stuck on the cloud in the sky, and I forgot what they were trying to do. They're trying to figure out something, but I think I liked that episode because they were kind of like working together with the Ice King.
They were probably just trying to reverse it.
Oh yeah, they were trying to fix because who was the one elemental girl who
the Ice Queen probably.
Yeah, this ice fucking elemental, and
whatever her name was.
Yeah, there was like one for each. There was like a fire one, whatever, but also another episode I wrote is the season 7 episode 20, which is Bad Jubies, which that one was like a complete different animation style from the rest of the show. It was
that like the 3D modeling.
No, this one was like the claymation.
Yeah, okay, that's what I.
Oh,
yeah, but that's what I meant.
Sorry.
No, you're right. I wasn't sure if it was Claire or not. That's what I said.
And there was like a storm coming, and Jake was literally just like meditating outside, and they're like, "Come on, like we need to." It was like Finn, LSP, and then they end up like talking to the storm at the end. I forgot but he was like depressed. He was all like angry, and then Jake like made him happy.
Yeah, and they were all very much upset with Jake just because he wasn't helping them like prepare for the storm.
Yes, that's what it was.
Jake was in the right mindset to actually help the storm out, so he ended up being the key to.
And I also found that episode relatable, and I related to Jake in that way because I feel like, I try. A lot of people are like so like rushed and just like always like panicked about what's happening, like bad things that are happening and stuff. And I try and be more like Jake to just like tell myself like it's okay. Like I try and just worry about the things I can control, which is like my mindset. I don't try and
Yeah.
worry about. But okay, I want to talk about the whole finale, like the last episode, but I'm going to save that for the end.
Okay.
So I'm have the next thing or oh, I already talked about Fiona and Cake. I was talking about just the important like messages and like life lessons. Like
Yeah.
the one episode, like what came to mind, one thing that came to mind was the episode with Jake's favorite mug. And he's talking about how like you see he like throws it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this is my favorite mug, and he throws it and he's like, you see, and now it's gone and I don't like
have
care.
to worry about it.
Yeah, like he was trying to say that like
until he grabbed it back.
did he grab it back?
Yeah, but the point still stands.
Yeah, like he was just trying to say, and like there's just different little like quotes and like life lessons that I feel like are very beneficial, especially because it is on Cartoon Network. Like I think it was beneficial to like, even though when I was a kid I wasn't really thinking deeply about the messages, but like subconsciously I'm sure I like picked up stuff from it.
One thing I think is interesting, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like how we live now. In the Island series, there's like a moment where Finn Jake joined BMO in this sort of virtual world, and all the people that are in this virtual world are like basically not even like alive. Like they're barely living, they're very skinny.
And they're like miserable.
They're just living like they can't live life not in the virtual world, because then they're in reality all skinny, probably like no food, no nothing. Like they pretty much are their characters online. Like they can't live without it. And it's like, wow, this is kind of how like we're progressing as like a society with like all this like technology. And I think we have those like Vision Pro. I don't even know what the Apple
like the
stuff
Oculus.
is.
Oh well, yeah, that's like the VR, but yeah, there is like the Apple Vision Pro. Like, what is that?
Yeah,
You will never catch me buying that.
But like, that's how we're like progressing. I feel like you can almost live your life. You
know,
through
WALL-E?
Technology. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
That's what we're progressing to.
It's kind of like the opposite of that. Well, it's a similar concept, except one's like a bunch of like overweight people behind it, and the other one's like people that are unhealthily skinny, like living it. But
yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
Next thing I want to talk about, I put in all caps, hilarious. It's like this show is so funny, you guys. Like if you watch the show, like you will for sure laugh. Like, dude, just the amount of unhinged. Like there's one part that Ice King like throws something. He's trying to like get this character. Like, he goes, "Look, someone just got hit in the boing loings." He keeps repeating. He keeps repeating, he goes, "The boing loings." Someone just got hit in the boing loings. He like keeps repeating himself.
Yeah, that's a funny part.
And then remember when Jake and Finn are like trying to do this like mission, trying to be quiet, and Jake farts, and it literally echoes throughout the whole game.
Yeah,
and he's like they're just so stupid. Like, oh my god, and that is like my kind of humor. Like, I think like fucking like fart jokes, all that stuff is like just so.
I think that was funny too. Yeah.
Oh my god. I remember there was one episode like Finn called him like daddy or something, like baby boy or something, and Jake says something like, "Okay, well now you like made it weird" or something.
Yeah, he did.
Like they're just so fucking hilarious. So that's another thing I wrote. I wanted to go
because like I think Finn was petting him and he said something about like good boy, and he's like, now you're just like making a weird something like that. He was getting pet by Finn. And
I think he said like good boy or something. Yeah. But okay, was Distant Lands after Fiona and Cake, like timeline wise, or was Fiona and Cake first?
Well,
because
I feel like technically it's kind of hard to say since it's like a multiverse thing, and like a lot of things. Sorry, I banged on that. But a lot of things can like happen.
True, there is like once, multiple universes.
Because like the thing is, before Fiona and Cake entered, like. Essentially like the ooh and all that, when they were in like the whatever world they lived in, it was like similar to ours in a sense. Actually, not really.
Who?
Like Fiona's original world. It's kind of like ours.
Yeah,
it's like ours.
Yeah, it was.
And
she was a regular human.
Like, who's to say that before she went into like ooh and stuff that there wasn't already like Fiona and Cake already doing stuff, like another variant. So can't say for sure, but like
It's not really important. I was just wondering
And
because
Distant Lands is like randomly like distributed, I think, in the timeline.
yeah, because I think different episodes were like obviously from different timelines. Because I was just thinking how in Fiona and Cake, Finn is like still alive and like
Yeah.
whatever, and he's like in Ooh, but then in Distant Lands, like it's Finn and Jake. Oh, Distant Lands is definitely after then because they were like reincarnated as those two characters.
Yeah, that could be tied
And then I remember the
together.
saddest part of fucking Distant Lands is they like find BMO. BMO's like still alive. And he like has all their old stuff. And he like BMO like couldn't remember their names.
That is,
Do you remember that?
um, I think that might be the last episode. Wait,
No.
Adventure Time.
No.
Are you sure it's not? Are you sure it's Distant Lands?
I'm positive it's Distant Lands.
Is it Come Along with Me or whatever? Whatever the one with, bruh. Whatever the one with Finn and Jake passing away.
No.
Was it that one?
No, it was the different one. It might have been the same, but that was another one I was going to talk to is them reincarnate. Oh, yeah, no. Them reincarnated. I think the character's like Shermie or something.
Yeah.
And then I forgot the other one's name. But yeah, they find BMO and BMO's telling stories like, oh, these are my friends and telling them stories about like Finn and Jake. And that was just so sad. But the other one I want to talk about is the one that Matthew just brought up where Jake passes away and Finn is like devastated. And then he like dies and he like gets to see Jake like in like, and there's like different levels, like the afterlife. It was like a really cool episode. And so once you guys are done watching Adventure Time, I suggest you watch Distant Lands, and then also after that watch Fiona and Cake. And I heard there's gonna be an Adventure Time, like there's supposed to be more series coming out, like a
Oh,
kids
good.
show. Did I tell you about that?
I think so.
There's like it's something like Heyo BMO, and it's like a little kids
yeah.
show, like a preschool like age like learning show.
Yeah.
Then there's one called like The Adventures of Finn and Jake or something, and it's supposed to be like even like
More.
before, like it's supposed to
Okay.
take place before, like you learn like their backstory more, like their about their childhood.
That's cool.
And then I think there was either an Adventure Time movie coming out or a third type of like series, but either way, literally the saddest thing, Jake or Finn, because it wasn't like Finn's time to like die yet, so he's like on his way back to the real world. He's like whatever, and then Jake just comes back
He was
in.
close though.
No,
But
yeah,
was old. I don't know why he didn't just. They should have just let him stay.
no, yeah, and then Jake comes back in, and Finn was like, "Dang it! Like I just had my Donkin epiphany." And Jake literally, Finn says something like, why? Like, are you coming back or whatever? I don't know. That was not the words. But then Jake goes, because it's fun being alive with you.
Yeah, that was one of the that was like it's like emotional, but it's like the best thing that
Oh my gosh.
could have happened in that episode. That episode was a roller coaster for sure, especially because the intro was literally Finn was being like, I don't know. I guess it's like hypnotized, or his brain was like overcome by this weird creature that was like sucking on it and making him like relive his past. And so he was going on adventures with Jake, and then all of a sudden Jake like crawled into like this grave,
Oh, yes.
and Finn was confused, and then he takes off, like he rips at his like hat and stuff, and he ends up taking this creature off, and he's not even in that same like area, and now he's an old man, and he was simply getting hypnotized by some like creature and having hallucinations.
Yeah. And that show, like, also, like, if I don't have a fucking relationship or friendship like Finn and Jake, like, I genuinely don't want it. Like, they are genuinely soulmates, like, in every lifetime. Like, they even got reincarnated together. Like, they are the best of friends. Like, the way that they love each other just, like, is so insane and emotional. Like, it is, like, yes, it's a kid's cartoon, but it is such an emotional show. And like I said, there's so many important messages and like love and everything. One more thing I wanted to talk about before we talk about the last episode is I also love I said I love the animation style and the character design, but I also love their houses. Like the tree house that they live in is like literally so aesthetic. Like I want to live in that tree house. It's all like wood and like just their decorations that they have. And I love that Jake sleeps in a drawer.
Yeah.
And also Marceline's house, she like lives in this cave and like a little like water. Like her house is so cute. And I love like the way that they just design like the candy castle and the ice castle, like all the houses and things. Lumpy space too. Like I like how they designed like the space. Like I just love the houses as well.
Yeah, just the environment, the world building is good.
I'm trying to look at what I wrote down.
I don't know, but I have a couple of things I could touch on.
You want to before the last one?
Yeah, I could say a couple of things.
Okay, make it a little bit quick. But.
Okay, one thing that I thought was funny is there's an episode where Finn goes into like this pillow fort and he ends up living a life like with a pillow like wife and has pillow children. Like he literally stays there for like ever and they like eat pillows and they just are part of like the pillow people and he like was helping them and then all of a sudden he like leaves and he's like a kid again. But bro actually had like a whole life with like pillow people in this fort and that's pretty funny. And
I remember that.
Another quick thing is when Finn shaved his hair, dyed it black, gave himself a black mustache and a new like persona.
Why do I not remember that?
And Jake wanted him back, but Finn kept like claiming he was this other guy and like was like living this normal lifestyle. I think he started like sweeping. He started like sweeping this one store that this guy had hired him at and he just like
why do I
he got
not
like a
remember
normal
that
job because he wanted to give up being a hero or something and he got a normal job and pretended to be someone else.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. But I'm ready.
Oh, one more honorable episode mentioned was when like you learn Root Beer Guy's backstory, or was that in a distant? I think that was a Distant Lands with Root Beer Guy and his girl, like the Root Beer girl.
Maybe.
I don't remember. That was a good. Do you remember what I'm talking about though? You like learn about his like whatever.
I think so, but I remember she started falling in love with
like a different
Starchy or whatever, and he got in a fight with him.
Yes.
And she picked neither of them.
Yeah.
I'm not
Girl,
sure.
you fumbled Root Beer Guy.
I don't know if there was a backstory on Root Beer Guy.
No, there was.
Because that was after. That was after he was like the mud dirt one. There's like I think there's at least 2 episodes on Root Beer Guy, and
he's in Fiona and Cake. Ice King goes into the bar in Ooh, and he orders a drink from him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that was.
And oh my gosh, in Fiona and Cake too, like I said, it's Finn when he's like older, like a man. He's like muscular. He still has his tattoo. Robotic arm. He literally has a tattoo of Jake across his.
Sorry, did I steal your thunder?
That's okay, but he has a tattoo of Jake with like it's like Jake's head with like flowers across his chest. Like that was his man's like. Yeah. Oh my god, like that actually breaks my fucking heart. Like, oh my god, it's so upsetting. But now, you guys, this is like the wildest fucking
ending.
Yes, like the wildest ending of a show like ever, and it's like the most emotional thing ever. Like, so, like Matthew said, leading up to this, there was like a whole thing with like the elementals, like everything, and literally, there's. You learn a whole backstory about like Princess Bubblegum's like family because she doesn't like talk to them anymore. There's like a whole like gumball like kingdom, but she like left to like start her own candy kingdom because she's like a control freak.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
quickly. So basically, Princess Bubblegum used this like dumb candy juice on her cousin and her parents, I believe, and maybe not her mother, but it could be her aunt. I'm not certain, but. Once they got rid of all the elementals using Lumpy Space Princess's non-elemental, essentially, whatever she is, it ended up getting rid of that dumb juice used on Princess Bubblegum's family, so they were able to regain consciousness, and obviously they had problems with Princess Bubblegum.
Yeah, and so they just started, there was a whole war that was starting, and like just chaos, like everything is going wrong. And in the last episode as well, Fern, Finn's like the grass version of him dies, and that was a really emotional.
Probably that was one of the most for me.
Oh no, yeah, that was really sad, and literally there's when Matthew's talking about the song that BMO created. So whatever, there's just this whole war, and they're all like, it's just so stressful and sad because like that's obviously not what.
Yeah, they're all put in like the worst positions.
Yeah, like it is not what you want to happen at all, and BMO's like, stay away from my baby Jake.
Yeah.
And the song, I'm literally getting this tattooed on my body, is it says time is an illusion that helps things make sense.
That's why.
I was gonna say, I didn't know if it was so. That's no, wait.
That's why we're
Time
always.
is an illusion that helps things make sense.
That's why we're always living in the present tense.
Then he says, it seems unforgiving when a good thing ends. But you and I will always be back then. And that just makes me so sad too, because it's like talking about, because like literally they're just all like afraid. Like, I'm actually going to cry. Like that the world's like about to end and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, why am I, look at my eyes. It's, so we just got, okay.
Bruh.
My mom just threw her shoes down the stairs. So that's what that noise was, if you could hear it. But no. And literally, she also said, is BMO a fucking she? I don't know.
He or she.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we've said he earlier. Now I'm saying she. I don't know. And literally, the next part of the song says, will happen, happening, happened. And I'm getting that tattooed on my body with the image of the treehouse, because I wholeheartedly like believe in that in real life. Like, I believe truly that time like does not exist. This might be like spiritual, like woohoo for some of you, but I truly believe that time does not exist, and like everything is happening all at once. And like, that's just what I want. Like what she's saying about how like you and I will always be back then. Like, I just genuinely want to like, oh my God, it's so sad. I want to like believe that. Like, I want to believe that like you'll like they'll always be like you'll whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
I'm not certain.
Finn and Jake, like
you'll always be together.
Yeah, like in some like
Form
of time.
Yeah.
I don't know why that makes me so emotional, but it was just really sad because, oh my God, look how red my face is now. Look at the camera. Like, oh, it's just so sad. And then also is when Betty fucking gets absorbed by Gold, but it's this huge red thing.
Kind of takes over Gold. I mean, they're kind of like mixed together. It's kind of hard to take over something like Gold, but I believe.
But didn't that make
them
when LSP did that? Didn't it make Ice King lose his powers too?
So I think Ice King did become Simon.
Yeah, and he like won her, and then it's kind of like a full circle moment because like he sacrificed himself for so long to be Ice King.
Yeah.
And then at the end, like she kind of sacrificed herself to like become Gold to like save
him.
Yeah. Which is insane. Yeah. And in Fiona and Cake, it's him trying to bring her back. You remember that? There's like that Gold like statue, and he has fucking Juice, honorable character, fucking Juice Goose.
Oh yeah.
He has him in that cage, and he's like trying to use him to like get Betty back. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. And what was I gonna say? Oh, also, I believe Gold at one point helps them in Fiona and Cake, meaning that Betty's like somewhere inside helping. I think
for sure, and I believe that. But don't you kind of believe that, like, or do you not really believe that like time is like that you and I will always be back then, like it happened, it will happen, like it's just everything is all connected in the universe.
I don't know. It's kind of hard. Like, you think life itself is kind of like a multiverse kind of deal?
Yeah, because
I mean,
there's
I'm not
also
sure.
multiple universes and multiple galaxies.
Yeah, there could be. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like the past to me, like happened. The future, like there doesn't always have to be a future because, like, well, the future's just
The future doesn't
the
exist.
future is not really a thing.
Yeah, it's not.
But
That's what's like
Yeah.
back then. And like also I think it's just so like it's such an important message to me about like love and like connection because like I said, Finn and Jake's connection is just so like their bond is so powerful.
yeah,
And so that's just what makes me because like I think like in real life, like love literally is like the most important thing. Like connection just like with other human beings is like so important. And so I just hope, like, I like to believe
yeah.
that that's true. And I do believe. I
This
believe
turns
it's true. That's why,
an emotional episode.
because that show is so emotional. Like, Adventure Time literally is my favorite show. Like, it's not like when people like see Adventure Time on TV, they're like, oh, like from probably from like a standpoint of like, somebody who's never watched it, they probably think that it's just
fun,
a
it's a
silly
kid
cartoon.
show.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a cartoon on Cartoon Network. Like, but if you watched it, like, you know how like spiritual I feel like it is.
And how like in depth to like what you said, love and like the lessons learned are there.
And all of the characters have such like complex backstories. Like the way that they like created all their backstories, like how Finn like ended up in but he has like these human parents and his dad left him. And then you hear like Marceline's story of how like Simon like helped raise her and then all this stuff. And like the Ice King story, how he like sacrificed himself to turn into fucking Ice King, how Jake is born out of his fucking
dad's
dad's
head.
head. How fucking Princess Bubblegum like became this fucking thing, like person who like
She was from like the mother gum
yeah, and just like
and has a weird
destroyed
brother.
her family, like
Yeah.
just made her family all dumb, and like they all just have like such complex storylines, and it's just so it's such a deeper show than people probably realize.
Yeah. You know who's him?
Who?
The
Why
fox.
the fox? Yeah, I
The
do
one
like the
fox.
fox.
The fox
yeah.
was always a chill guy, but then in Distant Lands, right? In Distant Lands, when Death died, he became like the new Death. He was like
Dude.
a skeleton fox, and he was like, "Yeah, do whatever you want."
Oh, yeah.
and he let them be reincarnated together.
Yes.
he was fired.
Dude, people probably think I'm a fucking nut job.
Because you're crying over Adventure Time.
Yes. Like, guys, I'm sorry. I actually did not think I was
Whoa.
going to cry in this episode, but
You know what's crazy?
do you agree that we'll always be back then?
Yeah, we'll always be back then.
You agree?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I love you.
Love you. But
Look
you know
at
what's
my eyes.
crazy?
When I make them big. Anyway.
You know what's crazy?
What?
That like the new Death, not the fox, but the like one beforehand, I think was the son of Life and Death. Like that Life is like that snake,
Yeah.
like woman,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Death was like, bro, was literally that's like weird. That's like crazy. Life and Death had a kid, and it was also like Death.
No, yeah, that is crazy.
But it's kind of interesting.
Another honorable mention is I like the Huntress Wizard. She's really cool.
Yeah, I thought of her on my list too, but obviously she's quiet. There wasn't too much, but like overall the design's cool. She's like, what's it called? More like ominous, like secretive type.
Yeah.
So she's pretty cool character overall.
She's
and I know
very
you like
cool.
that nature vibe ski.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah, she's cool.
The King of Ooh is a piece of shit character.
I know, I thought him too.
Like,
Bro,
what even? He like
he's
literally doesn't
horrible.
even know what's going on in Ooh probably half the time.
Remember when he used Sweet Pea to like do stuff? I forgot he used Sweet Pea
Yeah,
and
he-
gave him like fake like, or he gave him like gold star. I don't know. What did he make him do? He made him get like real gold or something.
Who knows? But he's a weird guy, dude.
Yeah, he's a sicko. And this little, you know who's fire? Rat Bear.
Yes,
Rat
I
Bear
love
put
Rat
his
Bear.
dad out of like commission.
Or what's the other guy? Party? What's his name?
Or
Party?
no, son of Rat Bear was the one that
Yes, there's an episode where they literally are having a rap battle with
Yeah.
these fucking bears.
Flame Princess versus son of Rat Bear.
But wait, what's that guy? Party Wolf? Party? What's his name?
Yeah, like Party Wolf or something.
No, but that's not his name.
I think it is. It's Party Wolf, I think.
Well, he was dating somebody.
He was dating an island. He was dating this woman that was an island, and Ice King was there for some reason.
Yeah.
And basically was telling her, girl, you need to break up with him, girl. W advice, actually, from Ice King for once, so.
Yeah. Another funny fucking episode is when fucking Ice King shaved off his beard and literally was saying that he was like the new nice king. And then all the princesses wanted to be with him because he was the nice king. And then Finn and Jake like, oh, everyone like heard, oh, that's a gossip one. Fucking LSP's like, oh, there's a new nice king around. And then all the princesses
Really? That
know.
happened? I can't totally like recall this.
All the princesses find out, and then they literally are all trying, and literally he literally sounds exactly like it looks the same, just doesn't have this fucking beard. And literally Finn and Jake are like, oh, there's a new nice king. Like, we want to be the knight, like we want to be his knight and like serve him. And then literally they all are just so stupid. And, like Finn's like, bro, this is not the nice king. Like this is the ice king.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's so stupid. Bro, I was me and we're watching Fiona and Cake last night.
Yeah.
Only 2 episodes though, because it was getting late. But she said she'd never seen it, so
yeah,
I was showing it to her because she also loves Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Matthew, I'm literally gonna get the treehouse and the words "will happen, happening, happened" right here on my thigh.
Which facing, like towards people.
Yeah, like down.
Yeah.
Like the treehouse
What
is
did I
gonna be
say?
up, and then the words are gonna be here. Is that W?
That is W.
I want to get it now, but it's gonna hurt bad.
Bro, Ice King was actually a menace. I remember one time he like, I can't remember the specific scenario, but there was like a life or death. Like someone was like tied to something and almost fell into like, I don't know if it was like boiling ice
probably.
or like something crazy.
Boiling ice.
I feel like that's something he would do. I feel like that's something that's like real that would happen in the show.
Yeah.
But something crazy. Bro's just actually insane.
Or just all the.
But so
I
is
love
Gunter.
No, literally. I love all the quests of just like Finn and Jake going through like the different biomes and like the different areas, different things, just like trying to like get this certain like whatever it was they were trying to get that episode, or whoever, like whatever bad guy they were like trying to defeat or whatever.
Remember where there's a bear?
A bear?
They're having a party and some like bear joined. I don't know. There's a whole
I don't know
lot
either,
going
but literally. Or Lemon Hope. I love Lemon Hope.
Lemon Hope was a weirdo. Wasn't he weird? Like we thought he was good, and then he was like kind of like strange. And then
oh yeah, wait, no, I'm not thinking of Lemon Hope. Who am I thinking of? But Lemon Hope is kind of. I feel like
he changed for good at the end.
No, who's the little like banana guy that they went in the submarine with?
Banana Man?
Oh, is that who that is?
Wait, was it Banana Man? He's the guy that also had the rocket ship.
Okay, yeah, he loves to just do whatever. I don't know. But I also kind of felt bad for Simon or Ice King because he just wanted to be friends with Finn and Jake.
Yeah.
But he is also a fucking weird guy, so
He couldn't help it. Though.
No, yeah.
He couldn't help it, chat.
Also, fun fact about Adventure Time is there is a little snail in every single episode, but he's like hidden. Like he's not like a character in the show. Like he just like appears in like a frame, like a scene of the show, and you can try and find him. But do you have anything else to add about the show?
I don't know. There's just so much going on.
Yeah,
in it.
I feel like we could genuinely, like, if we really wanted to, sit here and talk about this for fucking like 7 hours.
Yeah.
But I don't really have anything else right now. Do you?
Not at the moment. We'll let them live their life.
All right, y'all. Well, the only advice I wrote down, unless you have some advice, I wrote down to just watch fucking Adventure Time. If you have not seen it, you guys need to watch it. Or if you've seen it like we have, rewatch it again, and you'll learn more things than you like didn't recognize the first or whatever, however many times you've seen it. Because I really want to start watching it again, which I already have, but I'm still only on like season 1 because I'm watching a bunch of other. Well, I still need to finish Steven Universe, and I also want to finish. I'm trying to watch like all the Studio Ghibli movies, but I do want to just I just need to start putting Adventure Time on like in the background while I'm doing stuff, because I need to rewatch it again. It is such a good show. There's so many important lessons, so many funny episodes, and it is just everything you want in a show Adventure Time has. So you guys can clearly tell how much the show fucking affected me.
Yeah.
I think about it at least once a day. I like make a reference to it in my head, like something reminds me of Adventure Time. Like it is just, I take inspiration from that show, from
Oh, one more thing.
things in my real life. So my advice for this episode is to watch Adventure Time.
My advice is basically just feel, just understand your feelings. This show, and a lot of other shows like evoke kind of these feelings. And I feel like a lot of people, like to, I guess, repress those feelings, but it's good to just understand yourself and sometimes feel what you don't always feel.
Have empathy.
Yeah.
I mean, empathy is kind of different, but I agree.
And one other thing, which is also, it kind of gives like a lesson to like treat others nicely. That episode where they took all the parts of the princess, and he made, like, Ice King made his own princess out of like princess parts, and they were all so mean to her other than him saying she was like ugly, and it was just kind of depressing.
Yeah.
It was kind of a sad episode. Maybe not the note to end on, but it's just something I had remembered.
No, yeah, that's fine. There's some goofy parts and like some bad parts. Like there's some evil characters in the show and there's some good people, but that's real life, baby. There's evil, weird, and yeah, it's such a great show. Highly suggest you all watch it. Thanks for debriefing Adventure Time with me.
Of course.
That the highlight of my life was, okay, that's actually so dramatic, but literally one of my favorite things within the past couple of years was our time rewatching that series together. I don't know if it, did you enjoy that?
No, yeah, of course.
And
I needed it.
yes, that show is literally my favorite show ever. It will always be. And like I said, thanks for watching and thanks for being on my episode.
Of course. Couldn't miss it.
Yeah, I literally, it would be so hard for me to just debrief Adventure Time by myself. Like, I mean, I could have done it, but like,
yeah.
Also, we rewatched it together, so
and
I
we
felt
both
like
have little things that we remember better than other parts.
yeah, like you didn't remember the thing where he helped his daughter in the Card Wars episode.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember fucking when Finn shaved his head and dyed his mustache black or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, thank you again for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn the post notifications on as well. Shout out to whoever commented on my last episode for me to do an Adventure Time episode.
This is for you.
Here you go. This is for you. And the links to all my other social media accounts will be linked in the description. And I also want to add, Matthew is going to college for animation. So stay tuned for his future cartoon one day. Yeah. Do you want to make a cartoon or do you want to make a video game or both? Or which one do you want to do first?
Cartoon more so.
Yes, I agree.
Because thing about game is that's a whole nother ballpark because you have to be able to code the video game.
And also, more people watch. Actually, this is probably not even true, but I think it is true. I feel like more people watch watch shows than play video games in the world.
That's true. I mean, I'm not gonna say obviously this is not true, but when it comes to things that are like, well, a lot of people play mobile games, but when it comes to like consoles, like a PC or a PlayStation or Xbox, it's typically used more so by guys than girls. I think you can agree with that.
Yeah.
But everybody watches shows. A lot of people, even like older people, mostly younger people, watch cartoons. So
yeah, he already has
right.
a cartoon in the works. He has ideas for a cartoon.
Ideas.
We're not gonna say any of them yet because I've mentioned I have like ideas for like a future brand and stuff. I've told you about my idea, right?
I believe so. But
I don't want to put it out into the universe yet because it's very sacred to me. Like I'm sure your cartoon idea is very.
I don't want to say it simply because of plagiarism, and I don't want people to steal my idea.
Exactly,
it could be $1 million idea,
and also like it's something that you created. Like it's sacred to you. Like so, but he's got something in the works. I got something in the works, not like actively, but like
Neither do I. So
no, but you like we have ideas and
Yeah,
we're
we're
actively
working on 'em.
working and thinking about it. So stay tuned for his fucking cartoon one day. Stay tuned for my brand one day, and watch Adventure Time. Like I said, links in the description. Hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye. Oh, do you hear my shoulder crack? Ah!